Bartimaeus longed to hear the call of Jesus. He heard it because he really was calling for it, but it was interesting. It said the people there, the community kind of said, went to him and said, "Take courage, Bartimaeus, Jesus is calling you." When it comes to discerning the call in our lives, it's a very important step. And for me, the call to discern priesthood was a long one, but studies tell us that the number one factor in a priestly vocation is a mother. The mother of a son has the most influence, it seems, in influencing priestly vocations. Now, my mother was certainly important, and we grew up, I had an older brother who talked about being a priest from little on up, and it was kind of a given that he was going to go to the seminary. So he did, and he became a priest. When I came along, I got to my senior year in high school. I went to my mom and said, I'm thinking about going to the seminary. And she said, "You?" It was not a great vote of confidence, but she really, I think, came to support my decision. But it was, as I said, a long journey for me. I struggled with it, whether that was the right calling. I had a lot of doubts and questions in my years in the seminary. And I remember coming home one vacation a couple of years into the seminary, and Mom was cooking at the stove. And I went to her and I said, I'm not sure I want to go back to the seminary. And she kind of stirring the bowl or the pan there, and she says, "Well, that's okay, John, if you want to stay home, it's all right." I was kind of taken aback. I thought she would kind of fight with me and tell me, "Get back there and do it," And it made me step back and say, no, I don't want to drop out, really. I want this. And I think it was a very important step for me to kind of sense that within myself I felt a calling. I don't know if my mom knew what she was doing at the time, but it really was the right thing. That call, that sense of call in each of our lives is so crucial. Because sometimes we want to deny it. Maybe sometimes we feel as if it is trampled. And maybe even in the darkness of this world, we almost feel like we cannot hear the call of God in our lives. And yet the truth of the matter is that each of us has somehow been planted with that true faith in our hearts. It gets masked over, gets lost sometimes. We don't want to hear it, or we choose all sorts of things in our lives that are really lead us in other directions. But if we listen truly to that call, then we need to, I think, somehow hear those words. Take courage. Jesus is calling you. It is a way that the community around us kind of pulls us in, doesn't it? We want to do it on our own way, but the community keeps saying, take courage. Jesus is calling. In a sense, it's kind of the mission of the priest to say those words again and again. It's kind of special to have my uncle here today, Father Francis. He was an important part in my life and for many years in your lives also. And really our task is to kind of stand up and say, don't forget that Jesus is with you, that he is calling you. And that sense of true faith in your hearts is alive. So believe it. It is that gift that we rejoice with today, and we trust the calling faithfully in each of our hearts.